very strong personality. He takes care of the whole family, me, his sister, his brother.
He's just a good brother in general. He likes making jokes.
He's brave, he's really smart, he's awesome, I love him.
So Sammer is not your typical 17-year-old. He's very mature, he's very just positive. He lifts everybody up.
He was a kid that we looked upon as a leader in the classroom, in the hallway, and certainly on the football field. He was one of our captains. He's just a fierce competitor, a kid that hated to lose. You really want him around the other kids. He's a great example for our team to keep competing, keep battling, keep fighting.
Sammer just has this positive attitude that you don't always see in children and families, and adolescents especially.
You should always look at the good that happens, the good that comes out of even the most negative of situations. I think everyone should be grateful for what they have, and I'm certainly grateful for what I have.
In the spring last year during weightlifting, he kept complaining that he had some issues with just some jaw pain.
Something was pushing on the bones and the muscles, and it was just really sore.
For Sammer to complain, you know something's wrong. The trainer and I just kept talking about, hey, make sure you go get something checked out.
So I took him to the dentist. She said there's nothing wrong.
They had kind of just brushed him off, saying that he should get a mouth guard, that he was grinding his teeth. So when he still had the pain, he went to another physician and
was put on a course of antibiotics for what was thought to be an infection, which was causing this lump on the right side of his neck and face. And 3-week course of the antibiotics didn't help, and this lump was only getting bigger.
Then, one night it got so bad that I had to go to an emergency room, and that's when they did a scan and saw something was up, and I had to go down to the Cleveland Clinic.
Initially, his diagnosis was very difficult, and our pathologists, who are amazing, were able to come up with his correct diagnosis, which was what we call alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a very rare solid tumor that occurs in children and adolescents.
I really did not believe it. I told the doctors it might be a mistake. They said no.
What he's sick with, it's scary.
I was really confused, and I was really concerned, obviously, but eventually you need to realize that you need to step up a little bit and take charge. The Cleveland Clinic has been amazing. I think they deserve all the credit in the world, and they're not thanked enough.
His treatment is vigorous. He underwent 6 cycles of aggressive chemotherapy. He also has received high-dose radiation to his primary site of his tumor, which occurred over a 6-week period, and we saw that he had an excellent response, which is amazing.
I lost my hair, I lost a lot of weight, I lost a lot of muscle and all that, but I don't throw up all the time. I'm not in a bad mood all the time. I'm able to come to school, and I think that's pretty good.
if you didn't know Sammer had cancer, you would never know it. He's just always so positive. He comes in here and he is determined to beat this, and he will, because he has the most motivating, inspiring attitude I've ever met.
Sammer gave me courage.
What courage means to me is doing the unthinkable and being strong.
It means standing up to something and facing it full on. And Sammer certainly does that every day.
You know, football will teach you that you need to be the one to take charge and that you need to do your job, whatever that may be. Sometimes you're going to have a goal, and that goal is the end zone, but you're not going to throw a Hail Mary and get into the end zone. It's got to be 2 yards at a time. You know, you get tackled, but you get back up, and you just keep going until you reach the end zone.
We usually vote for captains. In the off-season as coaches, before Sammer was diagnosed, we had him pegged as one of our top 4 or 5 kids that we said he's got to be in consideration. And after everything happened, we did a normal vote, and he was still voted to be a captain by the kids.
So it's like this year he didn't play, but he was still on the sidelines playing and cheering and supporting his teammates.
Doesn't want to be a distraction for the kids. He didn't want to be anything other than there for them. You know, I think that's the true definition of courage, you know, giving up some things that you might want for yourself and being there for your teammates. You know, I know he was in pain a lot of Friday nights.
Every single day that he comes in here and he walks through our doors, I mean, I think that is courageous of him, that he's coming and he's determined.
The future looks great, you know. I think I've improved as a person, you know, the last 6-7 months, more than any time in my life. If I can do some great things now, then I can do some really great things in the future.